Hey guys, it's Kirby. Welcome back to my Booktube channel. I decided to jump on here today and go ahead and do the Booktube Newbie tag. I think it's like 10 or 12 questions, so I'm going to get on pretty quick. Before I start though, I just want to apologize. I'm still wearing my scrubs from today. I just didn't have it in me to change before I got on camera, so... Alright. I've changed pages and I don't fully know how to use my Kindle, so let's see. Okay, so the first question, why did you start this channel? I started this channel for a couple reasons. My initial reason was to provide another type of outlet for the book club that I'm a part of. Hopefully we can integrate it and have different little games and live reviews and things like that. But also, way before I started in that book club, I really wanted to be on Booktube. I just, for some reason, didn't realize that I could record and put it on there and hope for the best. Like, I didn't realize I could be a part of it. So, I don't have a lot of people in my real life that read. So there's a lot of times, and the ones that I do have that read don't always read the same type of things that I read. So there's a lot of times, like whenever I read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I freaked out, y'all. Oh my goodness. I had so many things to say and so much just energy about that book, and I didn't know anyone who had read it. So I was just kind of talking to myself about it. And so I would really like to be a bigger part of this community so that I'll have people to talk to when I'm reading things that the couple people that are in my life that read haven't read the book that I need to freak out about. And there's a lot of times that I read books that the character really like pisses me off, and there's nobody that I can really rant to about it. So I came here primarily to rant about characters. I'm not sure if I answered the question properly, but that's why I started my Booktube channel. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? Honestly, probably not much. I mean, there's already hundreds upon hundreds, probably thousands upon thousands of people on Booktube. So, I mean, you can get my perspective of things. But, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm sure by the end of this video, I'll think of something more fun and unique that I can bring. I just haven't thought of it at the moment. Sorry. What are you most excited about for this new channel? So I'm most excited to meet other people on this platform and build my bookish community and be a part of the larger bookish community. Because right now there's so many of us, y'all, that watch you guys and have a whole lot to say, but we're scared to, or we don't really have an outlet to. So we might be like, yes, I agree on the keyboard, but that's not really like, I want to feel more involved than just being like, yep. I want to actually be part of the conversation, and I'm really excited to meet people who have some of the same reading interests that I do. So we can just gush about all the things, and we can rant about all the things, and I'm excited. Please be my friend. That sounds so sad, guys. Alright, next. Why do you love reading? Honestly, it's probably a coping mechanism that's free. I probably have a very unhealthy relationship with reality. So, escapism, probably, yes, escapism. But also, I think it's art. Whenever somebody can write, just make up a human or other creature and make me cry behind that human, or make me feel any type of things about this person who doesn't exist, that's art. And I love it. It makes me happy. It excites me. Question number 5. What book or series got you into reading? Like originally? I don't know that. I don't remember. I know when I was in like 8th grade, I think 7th or 8th grade, my brother left a copy of a book called Blood and Chocolate. I'll see if I can find a copy of the cover to put on the screen. I've never heard anybody talk about that series, or that it might not even be a series. I've never heard anybody talk about that book, I don't think, since I read it in 7th or 8th grade. So it must not have been like a huge Twilight blow up or anything. But I loved it. I read that and I was like, oh my goodness, I could be spending all my time in a place like this. I should do that. And then I read several things throughout the years, and then I think in like 2015-ish, my friend talked me into picking up Harry Potter. And mind you, I was an adult at this point. I was like, I don't want to read a story about a 11-year-old boy. No, that's I don't want to. I don't want to do it. Sounds dumb. I don't want to. And then I read it and became obsessed. It was ridiculous how much I loved that story as a whole. And then I took another break. I think it might have come before Harry Potter. I'm not sure. But then I got a hold of the Mortal Instruments. And then my life was pretty much over at that point. I fell headfirst into the Mortal Instruments and fell in love with Simon Lewis and Jace Herondale, Lightwood, Morgenstern, wherever you're at in the story. Fell in love with that guy. And Magnus, oh my god, Magnus Bane. And I'm actually doing a reread of that. That's one of my favorite series to reread. I think it's the nostalgia. It's one of my favorite series to reread because of nostalgia. It's insane because it's not like a literary masterpiece or anything. I just love it. Number 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktuber? Well, my favorite booktubers are probably, I think my favorite booktuber is probably Elliot Brooks. And I really want to ask her for more pictures of Luna. Because Luna is the most beautiful puppy I've ever seen. She's probably not really a puppy. She's probably like 150 pounds or something crazy. But she's beautiful, and I love her. I guess my other favorites would be like Merphy Napier. I don't know how to say her last name. I'm sorry. Merphy Napier. She's so soothing. And except for, and then when she does go on like tangents, honestly, it's sweet because she's such a golden-hearted person. Seems like such a golden-hearted person that whenever she gets angry, it's just like, oh, that's cute. How sweet. But she has a lot of the same taste as me, and she's introduced me to a lot of books that I have grown to love. That's not what this question asked me. What would I ask them? I guess I would ask them, where do you find the time to read all of the things that you read? Because they read like 50 books a day, and I'm over here just like, yeah, I've been reading this one for 4 days. Like, I don't know how you do it and still hold a job. Unless this is your job, in which case, kudos to you, friend. Let's see, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Probably just getting used to talking to a camera. Right now, I'm in a room by myself talking to my phone, and it's weird. Like, I'm not sure. I have a rather big personality, and it's really hard to put that into the phone, into the camera, just because I'm not used to it. But I'll get there. I'll figure it out as soon as I figure out what I'm talking about. That, and then if it's been like a year and I don't have any subscribers or any views, then that's going to be weird, because that's going to be hard to deal with, because I still don't have anyone to rant to, and that was the whole purpose of this channel, was saying, oh my god, you guys, I just read this book and oh my goodness, it's just too much, I can't deal with it. That's what I started it for, was so that I can rant and gush to people. So if nobody's watching it, except for like my mom, who doesn't read ever, then it was kind of pointless. That's going to be hard to deal with. I might not be. I might just get over it. I'm sure I'll just get over it. Number 8, when did you start reading? Probably when I was like 4. I don't know. It was before I started kindergarten. My grandma got me a Hooked on Phonics board game. This was the early 90s. We didn't do computer stuff as much back then. And so we had the Hooked on Phonics board game, and I think that I started learning to read then, if that's what that question means. If it means when did I start reading, like, leisurely, probably in 7th or 8th grade, I guess. And then once I finished LPN school, I started reading a lot, like a whole lot. So that was like 2016. Number 9 is, where do you read? Mostly in my bed, I guess. I mean, where else would you... I've heard a lot of people say they love to read outside, but I'm not. I live in the country, and there's like bugs and animals. Like, there was a wild rabbit in my yard this morning when I was going to work, and I would have to like come in and take a shower if a wild rabbit just ran up on me. That's not okay. I don't read outside. In theory, it sounds nice. I don't do that. I read in my bed or on my couch, or if it's audiobook, maybe in my car, like get real wild, listen to it on my way to work. That's pretty much where I read. What kind of books do you like to read? Primarily fantasy. I mostly read fantasy, sci-fi. I will occasionally throw in like an adult contemporary romance if I'm just kind of burnt out on fantasy worlds. But honestly, I think I read from most genres and most age ranges. Like, I have nothing against a good middle grade book, or YA or NA or adult. I'll read pretty much whatever I can reach, but I prefer fantasy with... I think right at the moment I'm preferring a more hard magic system where there's rules and stuff. So primarily fantasy with hard magic systems. That's maybe my answer for that. I don't know. I read everything. I like N.K. Jemisin, Brandon Sanderson, Brent Weeks. I have Elliot Brooks' book. I have Rage of Dragons, The Fallen Kingdoms series, Sarah J. Maas, which I've only read this one series from her, but I love that one. And I have a myriad of things. I have the Harry Potter, Vampire Diaries. I never hear a whole lot about this one, the House of Night series. I think it's a younger series, but it's YA. And I loved that. I had so much fun with that series. And I darkened Buffy. I mean, you can see pretty much what I read. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Some Holly Black. Anyways, so there's basically a shelf tour without me actually doing a shelf tour. Oh, and number 11 is, what does your book collection look like? So we just kind of did that. And I think that is the entire tag. So if anybody else wants to do this tag, even if you haven't been tagged, you are tagged now. So I can't wait to see all of your videos. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.